So again, welcome back to a little bit more math here today. We're going to do some proportion math for you. A key thing about proportion math is not just the numbers, but pay attention to the words, because the words will help you kind of guide or signal to you that this is a proportion problem. There's usually these two numbers that kind of work together. So let's see here. We have one jar of crushed ginger costs $2. How much or how many jars can you buy for $4? Now this problem is really not that hard. You can kind of pick up on it. If one jar costs $2, then how many jars can I buy for $4? Well, it sounds like that would just be 2 jars. So I really don't need a whole lot of math with this. I could probably just answer that without doing a lot of work. But let me show you that it can be modeled using a proportion. So notice how we have one jar costs $2. How many jars can you buy for $4? So again, notice that we're trying to find, in that last sentence, how many jars. So we're looking for how many jars. That's the unknown, which we can use the letter X for that. Useful information. Notice that we have one jar goes with $2. And we also pick up on that we don't know how many jars we have, but that has to go with $4. So we're having some useful information there. So the useful information, sometimes it's a good idea to kind of highlight, underline it. You can also just write it down here. Now let's put it together. So we can kind of see that one jar goes with $2. So what I can do is write this one jar goes with $2. And I can write that as a ratio. Those two numbers go together. That's considered ratio language. And notice I have jar to dollars. So this unknown has to be on the top. So the question is how many jars goes with $4? And that's what we're looking for. Something like that. So again, we see this as a proportion we're allowed to cross multiply. So I have 2 times x, so I write that as 2x, is equal to 4 times 1 is 4. And of course, 2 times what number is 4? You can probably see that as a 2. Or again, we can divide each side by 2 to solve for x. X equals 2. So our answer would be 2 jars. So therefore, we can get not $2, but 2 jars for $4. So we put that down. Don't forget to put your labels. 2 what though? 2 jars is very important. So include your label when you write your answer down. So let's try another example which probably will be a proportion. So Sandy took a trip to Mexico. Upon leaving, she decided to convert all of her pesos back into dollars. How many dollars did she receive for 458 pesos if the exchange rate was 10 pesos was equal to 56 cents? So again, we're looking for how many dollars. So that's what we're trying to find. So we're trying to find the dollars. Since that's what we're looking for, that's going to be my unknown. I'm going to use the letter X for that. Again, you can use any letter you want. I'm just keeping it simple for myself, just using X. Some useful information. What we're picking up on, looks like she's got 400 pesos in her pocket, and there's an exchange rate. 10 pesos goes with 56 cents. So that's how, again, there's like these 3 pieces of information. 2 of these pieces kind of go together. That's really picking up on this proportion language. So what I'm seeing then is, if I'm putting it together, that 10 pesos kind of goes with that 56 cents. And we don't know how many dollars, that's going to be on the bottom this time. It's going to go within 458 pesos. So 458 pesos is going to give me how many dollars? That's going to be our question. So that does fit into our proportion language. And again, to solve a proportion, we're allowed to cross multiply. So we have 10 times x is 10x. And then we have 56 cents times 458. So I'm going to break out the handy dandy calculator here for that. So you have 56 cents or 0.56 times 458. That's going to give me 256.48. So notice when I write my equation, I kind of keep the labels out at that point. I'm just really focusing on the numbers. So then I have to get x by itself by dividing by 10. And I don't need a calculator for dividing by 10. I know dividing by 10 makes me lose a place value. So that means my decimal's got to slide over one spot. So it's going to be 25.648. Now, since we're talking dollars, we probably have to round this to the nearest penny. So it's going to be $25 and, would I say 64 cents or 65 cents? Well, that 8 would tell me to round on up to 65 cents. So $25.65. So if I had 458 pesos, I should get in return about $25.65 in dollar amounts. So that's probably a very useful tool, especially if you travel. Any countries all over the world have different currencies, and it's a good idea to understand those currency rates. So stay tuned for some more math.